got going on right now. And as you can see, it is raining. It's come down pretty hard in certain areas. We do have some fog. It is heavier in some areas, so leave a little extra time today. But this is what we have going on right now at the moment. And I will be back in a bit. Alright, I've made my way down here on 52. I am almost at Amicalola Falls. And once I get there, I'm going to go up to the lodge and meet the first riders of the day and get them out to the Springer Mountain Trailhead. So that's what we've got going on right now. I've had a lot of rain as I've made my way out here. Got a little bit of a break in it. I know today, later on, going into tonight, the percentage is going to get a lot lower. But right now, there's been a lot of rain. We even have a chance for some hail today. Alright, just continuing on as I make my way up to Amicalola Lodge. Alright, I have made my way out here now to Amicalola Falls State Park. I am going to head up to the lodge right now. I'm going to meet the first riders of the day and get them out to the Springer Mountain Trailhead. Alright, coming through the park right now into the entrance. Once I get through here, I'm going to take a left-hand turn and head up the mountain. I'll follow that up 1.25 miles, and that'll take me right up to the lodge where I'm going to meet the riders there. Alright, I've made my way out here to Amicalola Falls, and I am almost at the top of the mountain here by the lodge. As you can see, the fog's pretty thick at the moment. It got thicker as I made my way up the mountain, so got to leave some extra time. Got to be careful and watch because visibility is affected. It's only right now in the higher elevation, but still, we got to be careful. Alright, so now I've made my way here to the lodge, and I'm going to meet up with our riders and get them off to the Springer Mountain Trailhead this morning so they can start their adventure. Alright, I will be back in a little bit. Alright, I'm down here at Springer Mountain Trailhead, and there's about 7 cars down here in the parking lot. So folks are out hiking, whether it's a day hike or several days. Right now, I am heading back to Blairsville. Gonna go get an oil change and a tire rotation. Gotta keep the car always in a safe, tip-top running condition so that we can continue to transport hikers in a safe and efficient way. So as you can see, there's a lot of fog out here right now. It's been foggy the entire way up to Springer. These folks are going to hike to Hightower Gap, and I'm going to be back out here at 2 p.m. to pick them up and get them back to the lodge at Amicalola Falls. Right now, like I said, heading to Blairsville. After that, I'll be heading out to Dix Creek, bringing riders to Neal Gap, and then I'll return this way for these riders. Alright, that's what we got going on right now. 60 degrees out here and foggy. Sometimes a little rain too. Alright, I'll be back later. Alright, continuing to make my way off of USFS 42, heading back to Blairsville. As you can see, it's still foggy. None of the fog has lifted. It's not raining right now, but there's a lot of water coming down off the trees. But I'm going to just continue to make my way out of here safely. The visibility is a lot less than normal with the fog. So we just need to be careful. Take a little extra time when we're out here. Alright, I think it's beautiful though, so gonna enjoy it. Alright, I've made my way out of Springer, and I am now heading back across Skeena Gap Road to Blairsville. I'm going to head out to High Country Tire. I'm going to get the oil changed and the tires rotated. After that, I'll head out to Dix Creek to meet the next riders of the day. I'm going to get them over to Neal Gap so they can start their journey back to their vehicle. After that, I'll head out to Hightower, get the folks I dropped at Springer this morning, and I'll get them back to the lodge at Amicalola Falls. Alright, busy morning going on today, and busy afternoon. So it looks like we are getting a little bit of clearing with the rain. Sun looks like it wants to start to pop out. Hopefully. Anyways, I'll be back in a bit. Alright, just finished up at High Country Tire here in Blairsville. had a tire rotation and an oil change. So now back up and running on my way out to Dix Creek Gap. I'm going to stop and fill up the car first, and then I'm going to go meet the riders that are at 12 p.m. I'm going to get them over to Neal Gap, and then I'm going to make my way back to Hightower Gap. I'm going to pick up the riders that we assisted this morning, get them back to the lodge at Amicalola Falls. All right, heading out to Dix Creek Gap. All right, coming through Hiawassee right now. I do have to fill up the gas tank before I pick up the riders at Dix Creek, and I'm going to make a stop up here at the Ingalls gas station, get the car filled up and be ready to go. I'm going to pick them up, drop them at Neal, and then I'm going to be heading on down to Hightower Gap to pick up our riders from this morning, get them back to the lodge at Amicalola Falls. All right, it's not raining right now. It's really cloudy, but hey, no rain is good for the moment. It is 70 degrees right here. All right, here's the gas station. Gonna fill up the car. I'll be back in a bit. All right, I'm still making my way up to Dix Creek Gap. I'm not too far away right now. As I get up in the higher elevation here, getting some more sprinkles of rain, and the temperatures drop down to 67 from 71. Overall, really not too bad. It's just a normal elevation drop. But continuing my way out, when I was coming through town, you could definitely tell it was starting to clear up as far as having some rain going on. So just a little bit of patience, and we should be getting clearer weather going into tomorrow, at least hopefully. It's a lower percentage chance. But anyways, continuing to Dix Creek Gap right now. All right, I am almost at Dix Creek Gap, just up around the corner here. I had contact with the riders earlier, and they were leaving up out of Helen, said they should arrive about the same time I was showing up. I am 15 minutes early. They said they'd be here about 11:45 also. So it's not quite 11:45, so it doesn't look like they're here yet. But I'm just going to pull in here and park and wait for them to arrive. All right, so this here, Dix Creek Gap.